pundit has been caught lying or contradicting themselves when it comes to speaking about Arsenal. Am I surprised? No, of course I'm not. This isn't my first rodeo. Look, it seems like all logic goes out of the window when it comes to discussing Arsenal. It seems like people like to say something about Arsenal, but when a few weeks earlier they said something about the same exact scenario and they had a different wording. They was putting a different type of spin on it. Like I said, I'm not surprised, but I want to come to you guys and get your opinion. We're also going to be speaking about Viktor Gyökeres because the heat seems to be turning up on Viktor Gyökeres. Also, Mikel Arteta. There are some things surrounding Mikel Arteta that I think I definitely need to give my opinion on, and I would like to hear yours. Before we get into it though, you know the drill. My name is Jed, and if you could help me out very quickly, just hit like and subscribe on this video. Look, I want to get straight into it. Roy Keane has had an absolute nightmare because look, he come out and he's a couple of weeks, like, he questioned Arsenal. He said, when they go ahead, their mentality isn't very strong, or when they win a game 1-0, they're not doing it the right way. When Liverpool or Man City get that first goal, they always want to go on to score more goals. But then after the Arsenal game with Liverpool, they won 1-0, scored a goal and then basically sat back. He said, well, that's just what champions do. When you go 1-0 up, you have to see the game out and just win it 1-0. And I'm like, what is the contradiction? I'm kind of just trying to work it out. Is it just because they know some Arsenal fans are easily flip-flop in scenarios where it's like, right, 1 week we are the best team in the world, and then the next week, just because we lose, it's like, oh my God, the world is ending, the manager's not good enough. I don't understand why it happens so often with Arsenal. And look, deep down, I don't care. But it does affect the Arsenal fan base because, like I said, a lot of the Arsenal fans buy into this and use it as a stick to beat the manager with. And I don't understand it. I don't have to see a result 1 week and think, right, that was unbelievable. And then the next week, if we lose, think, right, the manager's rubbish. Even though last week I said he was brilliant because of the tactical awareness he had to break down a team and when it was a low block, or put 5 goals past Leeds, or go away and win at Old Trafford. But because we lose at Anfield, all of a sudden the manager's terrible. Look, like I said, there's things that Arsenal could have done in that game that maybe would have helped us be more creative. But this manager is not terrible. I'm sick of Arsenal fans under my comment section. The thing is with the Arsenal outers, like I said, I respect and appreciate that everyone has a difference of opinion. I think you should have that because it's what makes football so brilliant, so unique. Everyone sees things slightly different. But it's like the Arteta outers can't be wrong. You can say to them, okay, fair enough, I see your point of view. This is my point of view. They don't accept your point of view. It's like, you are absolutely wrong. You need to see it my way, otherwise you're a coward. You're a clown, you're a top gooner, you're toxic, you're what's killing this football club. And I'm like, listen, all we're doing here is having a difference of opinion on the manager. You have your opinion, fair enough. I don't agree with you, but if you want to have that, that's fine. Here's mine. No, they do not see it. And that's what I don't understand. The aggressiveness of some of these Arsenal outers. Like, I'm seeing comments under my video section of people saying, oh yeah, look, it was a tough game. If we come away with a draw, then Arteta would have looked good in that situation because a draw at Anfield is a strong result. And you got the Arteta outers underneath saying, oh, you're what's wrong with this football club. A draw at Anfield is never enough. And I'm thinking, surely you just need to stand back and understand you're not going to win every single football game. Like, we do need to be careful because I'm seeing the same movement that is being placed on Arteta, this kind of pressure, is now shifting to Viktor Gyökeres. Like, the thing that's making me laugh above all is the focus around Viktor Gyökeres when he was the cheapest attacker on that pitch. You had Ekitike in Wirtz, who cost well over 200 million, stink the game out. They didn't get a touch. They got dragged off. But Viktor Gyökeres, who cost 50 million, is the main talking point. Like, Wirtz didn't have a good game. Ekitike didn't have a good game. But because Viktor Gyökeres plays for Arsenal and he only costs 50 million, like, that's the guy they're aiming at. And I'm like, surely they're like, Arsenal fans see what's happening. Surely they can see that this is being drummed up by the media. I don't know. Look, I am just very, very shocked that a lot of people are biting and jumping onto the Arteta out train so early. Like I said, everyone will have a difference of opinion. And if you're happy to give your opinion, surely you should be happy to listen to other people's opinions. And I just don't think everybody is in that same boat because I'm seeing some aggressiveness from some Arsenal outers that I just don't understand, honestly. And they're kind of like, well, you're ruining this football club. We used to be a football club that wins. And I'm like, yeah, but we didn't win every season. Look, Arteta's been here 6 years. And they like to throw that at you, but this manager's been here 6 years and we haven't improved. And I'm like, why are we rewriting history and pretend this football club hasn't come on leaps and bounds in the past 6 years? Are we pretending that we're now in the same position as when we are when Mikel Arteta took over? We're pretending this squad of players is the same as when we had players like Rob Holding, Mustafi, Kolasinac. You want to compare this team and this manager to when we was fighting for 13th when he took over? Surely you can see there's been improvement. We're going into Champions League away matches against Real Madrid and beating them. We could never do that a few years ago. And that is because Mikel Arteta has built not just a team, but a structure, a mentality, a whole system throughout this football club that is clear as day to most football fans. You look at the academy, the talent coming through, and that's not strictly Mikel Arteta, but he's implemented a structure, a support system with ex-players and coaches, and like it all stems from Mikel Arteta. The fact people are jumping on Mikel Arteta so aggressively, so early due to one loss after 3 games, to me, like I said, is just baffling. And I'm hoping that we're not going to do the same with Viktor Gyökeres, because I had a comment under yesterday's video saying I don't think Viktor Gyökeres is good enough. He's not going to be able to score over 20 goals. And I'm like, we've seen 3 games. Out of 3 games, he's scored 2 goals. We're acting like this guy hasn't had a sniff of the ball. He hasn't kicked 1 ball towards a goal yet. He has. He's scored 2 goals. There's been 3 games. There will become opportunities in these upcoming games where Viktor Gyökeres will score. I don't know. I don't want this to feel like a video where I'm sitting here and ranting, but the backlash and the response from losing that Liverpool game and everybody jumping on the manager and the team, and all of a sudden we've had a rubbish transfer window when it's like we've had an unbelievable transfer window. If you told most of these Arsenal fans, the ones that are being negative, before the window started or at the end of last season, listen, we might have lost the title now, but in the summer transfer window, we're going to sign Gyökeres, Eze, Zubimendi, Mosquera, we're going to sign Nkapie, Norgard, so many other players. And it's like, most of us would have just took the striker. Not only have we got the striker who was basically everyone's number one, it was between Sesko and Gyökeres, and we got him. Why are we now turning on these players and this manager after 3 games? I seriously do not understand. People are saying, well, we haven't spent as much as Liverpool, therefore we're not ambitious, we're not trying to be as good as Liverpool, and we just can't spend that much money. Liverpool are the Premier League champions, so their allowance in terms of balance sheet is always going to be higher. And whether we like it or not, they've done quite well this summer in selling players. Like, you think of Kwanzaa, he's gone for like 35 million. You've got Harvey Elliott who's gone. You've got Doak, whatever. I don't even know the player, and they got him for like 25, sold him for 25 million. So they have done some good business, Liverpool. So we can't compete. If you want to look at monetary value in terms of money spent, then we're not going to be as high as Liverpool. They've broke the British transfer record twice in 1 window. We're not in a position to do that right now. Look, if we go on and win the league, then maybe we continue to spend. But then when we do continue to spend, people also use that as a stick to beat Arteta with and say, why are we giving him all this money? Because you keep telling us that he has to be winning the Champions League and he has to be winning the Premier League and he needs better players. And when we bring in better players, you're moaning at him for spending the more money. I just don't understand it. I don't want to keep seeing this negativity in the Arsenal fan base. Like I said, I understand not everyone will see a situation in the same way, but it's the aggressiveness in which people speak to other people that don't agree with them is what I will never understand. And it seems like most people who are in line and agreeing with the way that the football club's being run, the Arteta's vision and what's happening at the minute, they seem to be more friendly than the Arteta outers who are so aggressive and, I don't know, swearing, and I don't know, I just don't understand it. But let me know your thoughts on everything you've heard in this video. Before you go, if you could do me a quick favour, just hit like and subscribe, and I'll speak to you all in tomorrow's video. Gooners, have a good day.